Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary, over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. 'Tis some visitor. Knocking at my chamber door. Yes, it is. And nothing more. Distinctly I remember it was in the bleak December, and each separate dying ember wrought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow, vainly I sought to borrow from my books the cease of sorrow. Sorrow for the lost Lenore, for the rare and radiant maiden who the angels named Lenore. Nameless here, forevermore. And the sad, uncertain rustling of each purple curtain filled me with fantastic terrors never felt before. So to be still the beating of my heart, I stood repeating, "'Tis some visitor, entreating entrance at my chamber door. 'Tis some late visitor, entreating entrance at my chamber door. This it is, and nothing more." Presently my soul grew stronger, hesitating then no longer. "Sir, or madam, truly your forgiveness I implore. For the fact is, I was napping, when so gently you came rapping, and so faintly you came tapping at my chamber door, that I scarce was sure I heard you. If I opened wide the door, darkness here. Nothing more. Long I stood there, wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal ever dared dream before. The silence was unbroken, and the stillness gave no token, and the only word spoken was the whispered word. "Lenore?" Yes, I whispered, and echo murmured back the word. "Lenore." Merely this. And nothing more. Back into my chamber turning, all my soul within me burning. And I heard the knocking somewhat louder than before. "Surely," said I, "there is something at my window lattice. Let me see then where thereat is, and its mystery explore. Let my heart be still a moment, and this mystery explore." open here, I flung the shutter, when, with many a flirt and flutter, in there stepped a stately raven of the saintly days of yore. Not the least obeisance made he, not a minute stopped or stayed he, but with mine or lord or lady, perched above my chamber door. Perched above a bust of palace, just above my chamber door. Perched and sat, and nothing more. Then this ebony bird beguiling all my sad fancy into smiling, but a grave and stern decorum of a countenancy it wore. Though thy crest be shorn and shaven, thou, I said, art sure no craven, ghastly, grim, and ancient raven, wandering from the nightly shore. Tell me then, what thy lordly name is on the night's Plutonian shore. Quoth the raven,
Nevermore.
Much I marvelled at this ungainly fowl to hear discourse so plainly, though its answer little meaning, little relevancy it bore. For we cannot help agreeing that no living human being was ever yet blessed of seeing bird above his chamber door. Bird or beast, above a sculptured bust, just above his chamber door. Such name as Nevermore. The bird spoke only that one word, as if into that one word his soul did outpour. Nothing farther than he uttered, not a feather than he fluttered. Till I scarcely more than muttered, other friends have flown before. In the morrow he will leave me. As my hopes have flown before. And the bird said,
Nevermore.
Startled by the stillness broken of reply so aptly spoken, doubtless, said I, what it utters is its only stock and store, caught from some unhappy master, who unmerciful disaster followed fast and followed faster, till its song one burden bore. The dirges of his hope that melancholy burden bore. Of never, nevermore. For this ebony bird is still beguiling my sad fancy into smiling. Straight I wheeled a cushioned seat in front of bird and bust and door. Then upon the velvet sinking, I betook myself to linking fancy onto fancy, thinking what this ominous bird of yore, what this grim, ungainly, ghastly, gaunt and ominous bird of yore meant in croaking nevermore. This I sat engaged in guessing, with no syllable expressing to the fowl whose fiery eyes now burned into my bosom's core, but whose velvet violet lining with the lamplight gloating o'er, she shall press. Ah, nevermore. And methought the air grew denser, perfumed from an unseen censer, swung in by seraphim whose footfall tinkled on the tufted floor. Wretch! Thy God hath lent thee, by the angels he hath sent thee, respite, respite, and repent thee from thy memories of Lenore. Quaff, oh quaff this kind repent thee, and forget the lost Lenore. Quoth the raven,
Nevermore.
Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil. With a tempest sent, or with a tempest tossed thee here ashore, desolate yet all undaunted, on this desert land enchanted, on this home by horror haunted. Tell me truly, I implore, is there balm in Gilead? Tell me, I implore! Quoth the raven,
Nevermore.
Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still, of bird or devil, by that heaven that bends above us, by that God we both adore. Tell this soul, sorrow laden, if within distant Aden it shall clasp a sainted maiden who the angels named Lenore. Clasp her rare and radiant maiden who the angels named Lenore. Quoth the raven,
Nevermore.
be that word our sign of parting, bird or fiend, I shrieked upstarting. Get thee back into the tempest and the night's Plutonian shore. Leave no black plume as a token of that lie thou soul hast spoken. Leave my loneliness unbroken and quit the bust above my door. Take thy beak from out my heart and take thy form from off my door. Quoth the raven,
Nevermore.
and the raven, never flitting, still is sitting still, is sitting on the pallid bust of Pallas just above my chamber door. And his eyes have all the seeming of a demon that is dreaming, and a lamplight o'er him gleaming throws his shadow on the floor. And my soul, from out that shadow that lies floating on the floor, shall be lifted, nevermore.